Hello! Today I'll be talking about Slugma, the first non-starter fire Pokemon in Gen 2. If one doesn't consider Hisuian Typhlosion the 157th Pokemon, Slugma is also the first fire-type Pokemon to gain a secondary typing upon evolution. Its previous PYC dates are October 1st, 1996, July 23rd, 1999, May 13th, 2002, March 3rd, 2005, December 23rd, 2007, October 13th, 2010, August 3rd, 2013, May 24th, 2016, March 15th, 2019, and January 3rd, 2022. I like the idea of a slug made of lava. I think it's a cool idea. I most associate Slugma, or more accurately, its name, with a variation of the popular trick of asking someone, "Have you heard of Ligma?" or some similar question involving Ligma, often it's a fake medical condition, and the recipient asking, "No, what's Ligma?" or some similar variation, and then the trickster, who is typically male, says, "Ligma balls," as it sounds similar to "lick my balls," which, if used on a male recipient, would be a request considered homosexual in nature, making it appear as if the recipient is homosexual, or a homosexual encapsulating sexuality, and therefore humorous in the eyes of the trickster, particularly if they know that the recipient is in fact heterosexual or asexual. The variation replaces ligma with slugma, as that makes the phrase sound like "suck my balls," an even more potentially homosexual act. Due to Slugma being a well-established Pokemon, the setup is not used in the same way as Ligma, and is more used for shock humor. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we're talking about Slugma, the lava Pokemon whose number is 0218. This is what it looks like. Its type is fire. Abilities: Magma Armor or Flame Body. Weak Armor is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 190 or 35.2%. Breeding is egg group amorphous. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 2'4" or 0.7 meters. Weight is 77.2 pounds or 35 kilograms. Basic experience yield is 78 in Gen 2 through 4 and 50 and 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 and special attack. Shape is that. Has no feet, so it has no footprint. Pokedex color is red and base friendship is 70. Slugma is a fire type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves into Magcargo starting at level 38. Biology: Slugma is a limbless gastropod mollusk Pokemon composed of magma. Its body is bright red, fading to a duller red along its extremities. It has large, round, yellow eyes with small pupils. Slugma's head is ovoid with flame-like extensions spreading upward from its eyes and round, stable drops of magma dangling from its upper jaw. Its lower body is irregular in shape and occasionally emits bubbles. Slugma's circulatory system is composed entirely of magma, which delivers vital nutrients and oxygen to its organs. To prevent its body from cooling and hardening, Slugma neither sleeps nor ever stops moving. If its body does begin to cool, it will become brittle and may break apart. Slugma constantly seeks warm places and gathers with other members of its species in mountains and volcanoes. Slugma takes magma baths to heal itself. It is believed that when volcanoes were more active in ancient times, Slugma were seen more often. Evolution: Slugma evolves into Magcargo, so you got Slugma, Magcargo. Game data: NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. In the special episode, today's Oh My Gosh, 2 Slugma are summoned by Haunter to fight Sunflora at the Spring Cave. Pokedex entries: in Gen 2 and Gold, it never sleeps. It has to keep moving because if it stopped, its magma body would cool and harden. Silver, a common sight in the volcanic areas. It slowly slithers around in a constant search for warm places. Crystal, these group together in areas that are hotter than normal. If it cools off, its skin hardens. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3 and Ruby, molten magma courses throughout Slugma's circulatory system. If this Pokemon is chilled, the magma cools and hardens. Its body turns brittle and chunks fall off, reducing its size. Sapphire Slugma does not have any blood in its body. Instead, intensely hot magma circulates throughout this Pokemon's body, carrying essential nutrients and oxygen to its organs. Emerald, it is a species of Pokemon that lives in volcanic areas. If its body cools, its skin hardens and immobilizes it. To avoid that, it sleeps near magma. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4 and Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, its body is made of magma. If it doesn't keep moving, its body will cool and harden. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is the Silver entries, and Fire Red's entry. Y is the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Slugma and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and their Diamond and Pearl counterparts. In Gen 9, it's Scarlet. Its lava body can cool and chip away at times, but a magma bath will heal it right up. Violet, it said that in ancient times, when volcanoes were more active, there were many more Slugma than there are now. Got Slugma in the Kitakami Pokedex. You got 3 of them. That's kind of fun. I like the texture. That's fun. In game locations, side game locations. Stats, base stats, HP attack and defense are 40. Special attack, 70. Special defense, 40. Speed, 20 for a total of 250. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ghost, electric, psychic, dragon, and dark. Weak to ground, rock, and water for double. Immune to nothing. Resistant to bug, steel, fire, grass, ice, and fairy for half. Learn set by leveling up. 1. Smog and Yawn. 6. Ember. 8. Rock Throw. 13. Harden. 20. Clear Smog. 22. Ancient Power. 27. Incinerate. 29. Rock Slide. 34. Lava Plume. 36. Amnesia. 41. Body Slam. 43. Recover. 48. Flamethrower. And 50. Earth Power. By TM, 1 Takedown, 5 Mud Slap, 7 Protect, 24 Fire Spin, 25 Facade, 28 Bulldoze, 35 Mud Shot, 36 Rock Tomb, 38 Flame Charge, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 51 Sandstorm, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 74 Reflect, 75 Light Screen, 76 Rock Blast, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 101 Power Gem, 103 Substitute, 104 Iron Defense, 107 Will-O-Wisp, 116 Stealth Rock, 118 Heat Wave, 125 Flame Thrower, 128 Amnesia, 133 Earth Power, 141 Fire Blast, 149 Earthquake, 150 Stone Edge, 157 Overheat, 171 Terra Blast, 179 Smackdown, 186 High Horsepower, 189 Heat Crash, 202 Pain Split, 207 Temper Flare, and 224 Curse. By breeding, this group gives you Acid Armor, this group gives you Curse. The Mirror Herb gives you Guard Swap. This group gives you Inferno. This group gives you Memento. The Mirror Herb gives you Rollout. This group gives you Smokescreen. And this group gives you Stockpile. Special moves. The Wild Terra Pokemon event gives you Acid Armor and Smokescreen. TCG only moves. You get Headbutt on this card and Tackle on this card. Side game data. You got all this. Yep. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Slugma leaves a trail of hot lava. It also spits lava in blobs. Shadows of Olmia. It spits embers and blobs of fire to attack. Yeah, these, yeah. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry. Slugma stays near the lava because if its magma body ever cools, it will harden and make this Pokemon unable to move. It often burns its food with its own heat, so eating can be a tricky task for it. Evolution data, Slugma, level 38, Mag Cargo. Sprites, so it's one of these where there's a difference between Japan and the international version. So the difference is in the back sprite. The lava thing, bubbles or whatever, aren't on the international versions for some reason. Otherwise, it looks a little weird. The eyes are a little bit big, and they're not the yellow yet, and it's kind of more orange. This is kind of a gray, for the shiny. That's interesting. Crystals is sort of a red, and the yellow now. This is sort of a dark gray, and a gray for the eyes. Yep. Then Gen 3, but closer to what we have now, design-wise. These are a lot smaller. These are a lot bigger. Yep. This is not gray with yellow. That's interesting. Yep. Diamond and Pearl. Not much changes. Yep. The neck gets a little longer, it looks like, in this generation. That's interesting. Yep. Okay, then it kind of becomes a little bit shorter again. We get a full back sprite. And now you can see the bubbles are actually on the bottom rather than the neck. That makes sense. Yeah, then you got the 3D models. The bubbles are basically gone, but that might just be like an effect that happens. Yeah. A pretty good translation, I'd say. Yep. Yeah, you can see it looks like maybe the lava even droops off of the bubbles things here. Yes, there appears to be a stripe for some reason. I don't know if that's like a mistake or lighting or I don't know what that's about. Got the models and homes here. That's pretty good. Yep, an animation. Slugma in Pokemon Horizons the series. Okay, got all these, yep. Pokedex entries in Advanced Iterations, episode 41 in Maze Pokedex. Slugma, the lava Pokemon. Slugma have intensely hot magma, which circulates throughout their bodies, carrying nutrients and oxygen to their organs. Poketoon, you got Slugma and Poketoon, and the Slugma powered home, that's what it's named after, so yeah. In the manga, Slugma in Pokemon Adventures. Okay, got all these in the TCG. Trivia, this first point I read in the Murkrow video, but the second point is new. Additionally, while Murkrow and Houndour are catchable in Johto via the Safari Zone in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the only possible way to get a Slugma before obtaining the National Pokedex in Heart Gold and Soul Silver is to receive it from Primo as an egg. It must otherwise be traded in or transferred from a Pokewalker linked to a game that has already unlocked the National Pokedex. Slugma has the lowest base stat total of all Fire-type Pokemon. Slugma also has the lowest base special defense stat of all Fire-type Pokemon. Slugma is tied with Torkoal, Litwick, and Mega Camerupt for the lowest base speed stat of all Fire-type Pokemon. Slugma and its evolved form, Magcargo, are the only Fire-type Pokemon with serpentine bodies. Origin: Slugma appears to be based on a slug with a body of lava. It may also be based on the Sheroof, evil creatures of rock and magma that inhabit the magma pools found deep within Chilean volcanoes. Slugma's shiny form may be based on cooled, hardened magma, which becomes a dark metallic color. The form may also be based on solder, a liquid metal that is extremely hot and hardens when it cools, similarly to lava. Name origin: Slugma may be a combination of slug and magma. Magmag may be a combination of magma and slug. Another languages. Got these external links. Let's move on. Now let's watch Slugma's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 267, Love Pokemon Style. In this episode, Ash Ketchum, the main character, as Pikachu, have entered the Johto League champions. And he's about to do his first battle later, but he needs to learn about his opponent.
That's right.
There she is, Maisie or something like that. He met her earlier. So she's gonna be using, or has these three Pokemon at least. Vulpix, there's the Slugma, and a Quilava.
That? Practically all of...
That's okay. Well, that was Slugma's first scene in the anime anyway, so let's move on. Now let's see why people love Slugma. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on the single image, and that's because it's the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Slugma Family by Zero-chan, 923,600. And it's kind of hard to see, but there's the Slugma and a Magcargo. It's kind of just cooping onto the shell of the Magcargo. It's very fun, different kind of styles, kind of stylized, a little bit more, I don't know, cartoony. Like American cartoony, I don't know what the exact style is, but it's very nice, very well done. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've completed the story to catch a Slugma. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Magcargo. As always, this is my prompt prophet. You'll see me tomorrow.